All right, we are ready now for a guest I've greatly anticipated, and I'll be honest, a guest I was only vaguely aware of before our LGBTQI alphabet. She's dropped off again now. We back? She is there. Before that community started going to our legacy media, who are paid by the government to take certain editorial stances, and demanded that this woman not be allowed into the country. Not because she's committed a crime that would legally preclude her from entering New Zealand on a visitor visas or indeed to give some talks, simply because the rainbow community, particularly the rainbow green community, say she's a Nazi, she's a threat to New Zealand, she's a terrible, terrible person, and they just don't like her. So she shouldn't be allowed to come here, and she shouldn't be allowed to say what she thinks. And I was aware of this person vaguely. I've since done a slightly deeper dive, and could I say thank you to the rainbow community for highlighting the fact that we have someone interesting from overseas heading to New Zealand. And I thought, let's take the opportunity to meet and talk to her. Her name is Kellie-Jay Keen Minchell. Bit of a mouthful. She goes by the Twitter handle Posy Parker. And I would, having read my background in her, describe her as a women's advocate. And she joins us from Sydney, where she's been sort of on tour. Adelaide. She's been on tour in Aussie for a while, so she'll be looking forward to some real culture when she comes to New Zealand. Kellie-Jay, welcome to the platform. Thank you very much indeed for agreeing to talk to us.
Well, you're very welcome. Thank you. All
right. How would you describe yourself?
Well, I'm a women's rights campaigner, so that's what I do. I campaign for women's rights.
Okay, how come rainbow groups say you're a fascist, you're a Nazi, you're a terrible person? Where does this criticism come from, and what's the genesis of that?
Well, the genesis of that is that these words, Nazi, racist, fascist, is the most useful and effective silencing tool that they've got. So it doesn't have to be true, doesn't have to be remotely true, can't even be linked to something. But say that it's quite a difficult thing to defend and therefore extremely effective, especially amongst themselves.
Yeah, it is. It's its own ecosystem. Have you had any contact from New Zealand immigration officials? And I have to say, this has worked before in New Zealand, is that speakers who represent, some would say, controversial views have been kept out of the country. In fact, a guy called Avi Yemeni from Rebel News was going to visit New Zealand and he got kept out of the country. We found out with the connivance of the Prime Minister and our police service who had interfered with immigration. I'm wondering, have you had a problem? Have you had any visas turned down, or are you on track to visit New Zealand?
I'm on track. They approved me real swift. Whether or not I actually make it through customs, I guess, is another, through the border is another issue. But it's just insane. I mean, the fact that you use the word controversy, I know that you don't think that saying a woman doesn't have a penis is controversial, but it's become so. So who knows?
When are you due here?
I am arriving
23rd, is it?
24th.
24th, okay. 24th. And you've got a couple of speaking gigs, or are you just are you reluctant because there might be blowback to say where you're speaking, or what?
No. I'm very much of the opinion that what our events are an absolutely open, like speech events. Anyone can come. Anyone can speak.
Yeah.
What we have is a policy of women first, a little bit like the Titanic. So it's women first. Men can speak at the end. So no, I'm more than happy to say exactly.
Let us know. Let us know. Let's put it in the diary.
Okay, we are speaking in Auckland and Wellington. Auckland first, which is, I think we're doing Auckland at 11 o'clock. And I think it might be near Parliament. My notes are
no, Parliament's in Wellington. Parliament's in Wellington.
And then Wellington is the 26th.
Okay, we'll get that up on our website and tell people about it too. What are you coming here to say, Kellie-Jay?
Well, look, New Zealand women feel gaslit by the state. The same as women in the UK, Canada, United States, and Australia. There is just this pattern that we can't say what we want to on social media platforms. So I was banned from so many, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter was nearly 5 years. Mumsnet, which is a parenting forum, I can't sign a petition on change.org. I can't take any money through Patreon. There's certain sort of online retailers that I should be able to use that I can't. So right across New Zealand, women want the right to female-only space. Women want the right to female-only language, to be able to use the word woman and not have it replaced with silly words like menstruator or breeder or pregnant person, etc. So it's just about New Zealand women breaking the silence that they feel in their own lives and coming out and speaking. That's what we do.
Yeah. I wonder, and I know as people travelling around the world, we see things from a New Zealand perspective. I'm going to have to fill you in on what's happened in the country this week.